Hey everybody, Councilmember Parker here. I wanted to highlight some of the decision points we made in the Committee on Youth Affairs, which has oversight over the Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services, our juvenile delinquent agency. We ultimately invested in a PRTF, or a psychiatric residential treatment facility, as there is a critical gap locally to meet the needs of our young people with severe psychiatric needs. More than 100 young people were said to have needed these services last year and are being shipped all across the country. There are other needs even for young people outside of DRS. The agency also rerouted funding that the mayor sought to include to expand bed space at YSC, or our Youth Services Center, and New Beginnings. What does that mean? At a time where we are seeing critical programs being cut in our budget, there's also an attempt to make more room in our jails for our young people. I am of the mind we need to invest in more preventative programs and services so that fewer young people end up in DRS's care. But also the strategy to advance at this time to counter overcrowding is to ensure that we're placing young people faster, that we're leveraging additional space that we may already have versus simply adding more beds. Not to mention the beds that are at question are not to be delivered into 2029 or even 2030. Why am I bringing this up? Because there is an active attempt by the executive agency to lobby the council to lock up more of our young people, and I need your help to push back on that agenda. Also, in the mayor's proposed budget, we saw that the Credible Messenger program was completely eliminated. What are credible messengers? These are hired contract teams that are rooted in communities, working within the agency and out in the community, making sure our young people are connected to school, connected to jobs, have recreational outlets, that parents have the support and wraparound information that they need so that their young people can thrive and not end up back in DRS. Why would we cut that type of program? In the committee, we restored some of the funding, but we did not have the resources to fully fund the $4.5 million cut. I am calling on my council colleagues to reject adding more beds at DRS and instead add more credible messengers and programs that are going to prevent more young people from ending up in detention. So I'm going to turn to the folks who do this work, who our young people rely on, to just quickly make the case for why our Credible Messenger program is so essential.
We not only the credible messengers, we are their sister, we are their brothers, we are mothers, we are fathers. We work 24 hours a day to work with these youth. We help and support them in any situations that's needed. We are someone that they can depend on. We're reliable when it comes to working with our youth. We build relationships, we come from their communities. We are definitely needed just to be that support system alone. Not that we would leave our youth as if we didn't have the funding, but we need it, and we need it now so that we can make sure that we can continue to support and love on these children in our community.
Now, fortunately, several of my colleagues have also joined me to say they are with me in funding our Credible Messenger program, but we need to ensure that it is in the chairman's mark and that the program is fully restored. So just to level set, zooming out, what we are seeing is an active attempt to expand capacity at our juvenile detention facilities at a time where there's a lot of discussion around youth curfews, while also there are services and programs that our young people are depending on being cut and severed. Let's fund credible messengers, let's fund things like a PRTF to meet the needs of our young people, and let's reject this carceral approach that we know is not working.